Hello and welcome to a Papillon Graphics and Design coding tutorial. Today we're going to be going over CodeIgniter by Elise Lab. You can go to CodeIgniter.com or Google it, and you can download version 2.0.3 here. Version 2, they made a lot of changes over version 1.77. I think at that time that's what it was, or version 7.3 or 7 or 1.7. Or something like that. But there's been lots of changes made to CodeIgniter, so we're going to be going over some stuff here, and I'm going to show you the basics of CodeIgniter in this very short video tutorial, and then we're going over some more advanced stuff in later videos. So I guess the first thing you guys can do is, well, of course, download CodeIgniter. You'll be downloading a zip file. You can extract that to you can put it on your server or wherever you're going to be developing this application. And we're going to get started. So we're going to go, and so when you download it, you're going to have this kind of hierarchy. You're going to have an applications folder, an index.php file, a license.txt file, a system folder, and a user guide folder. Here's the user guide right here. This has has references for all the different classes, like the benchmarking class, the calendar, cart, config, email, JavaScript, loader, output, pagination, template parser class, the typography class, and all the different helpers like the date helper and the download helper and the URL and the URL helper and stuff like that. So you can go there and they give you examples. It's actually a very robust thing they got here going on here. Let's go into a template parser just for a quick second. As you can see, they give you a nice. There's lots of writing here, so you're always going to be able to figure out what's what, and they're always going to know what you're doing. If you don't, go over to the CodeIgniter forums and ask there, or wait for my future video tutorials on doing all of this stuff. I'm devoting a whole section here just to CodeIgniter. I'm going to be going over a lot of this stuff that's in here. None of this stuff over here, because this is just stuff you can read through yourself. CodeIgniter does go by the model view controller approach to web application design. This is a way better way and a neater way for your users to view your websites, because you have nice, clean URLs like the ones you see up here. But except for it's for PHP, like they don't see any of your data or anything like that when it comes to the user. Like they don't see any data being sent through the URL like on most websites. Now, a lot of them are changing. But anyway, let's get over into and let's start coding. So we're gonna go into our applications and our application folder. We're gonna open up controllers. I've already created, but we're gonna create a blog.php file since in this series of this workshop, we're gonna be creating a blog. All right. So now we're just gonna start with our basic PHP tags, and now we're gonna start our class. So we're gonna go class blog. The class has to be the exact same as the file name. So in this case, it's blog, and you want it to extend CI_controller. There you go. So in previous versions of CodeIgniter, CI_controller, this is really a weird thing. Well, it's not weird, but it's they changed it. It used to be that you only had to do that. But they've just, I guess, for their own purposes, for purposes that I haven't really done a lot of research into, but it's just the way it is. It's CI for all of your base controllers and stuff like that. You have to, or your base classes, you have to use CI_. All right. So now that we have our class made, now we're going to create our index function. And we're just going to do a simple PHP echo statement of hello world. Save it, go over to our browser, and we're going to go to it in our browser. As you can see, it is displaying hello world. Now, I'm just going to show you how the whole how their hierarchy works as far as when you're going to websites, so you know what everything is. So we're going to call this second function called second, and we're just going to have it echo second method. All right. Now to get to the second function, you may think you can just do second, but no, that's not the way it works. The way it works is you have to go to index.php / whatever the name of the controller is, which in this case is blog, and then go to second. Thus, it will show the second method. You can change this to, if you just take this off, it's not going to pull up anything whatsoever. Sorry about that, people, but I had phone call came in and I had to take that. So, let's get back to it. So we have this hello world statement working here, and we're just going to get rid of this function second. We don't need it anymore. And now we're going to go over into our views, and we're going to create a new file. We're going to call this blog view. Blog view.php with HTML4 transitional. Actually, not HTML4. Let's go XHTML transitional. And we'll just change the file extension to PHP. So this is going to give us our basic coding framework here. And so we're going to change this to my title like that. And we're going to create an h2 function of, or an h2 function. We're going to create a heading 1. We're going to just call it my heading, just for simplicity. We're going to save that, go back over to our browser, load. It's not going to load that because we haven't told it to yet. So we got to go over to our blog, and we got to take out this echo statement. Now, you don't want to load any content inside of your control. Like, you don't want to display content from your control because that's not good coding practices. So what you want to do is you want to go with this load view, and inside of here we're going to put blog view, and that's all we need in there for now. Save it. As you can see, now it's working. It's putting our title and our heading in there. So next thing we're going to do here is we're going to pass in some data to our view file for us to display. So we're going to pass through the title, which is going to be equal to something different than what we have now. We'll go Papillon Graphics and Design, CI Tutorials, and we're going to do one more. Data. We're going to call this one heading. And it's going to be equal to my heading 2. All right, and one more thing we have to do in here is we have to pass in our data array. Now we're going to go over into our view file here, and we're going to pass in this dynamic information, which to do this, we're just going to use PHP short tags. So this is going to basically echo the statement without actually having to put echo in all your semicolons and all that stuff. So we're just going to have it echo title. Down here, so we're just going to make this one go heading, save. Oh. Bracket was the wrong way. There we go. There, now it's putting heading 2 and PGD CodeIgniter tutorials. So, now that we have that, we're going to pass through one more data type. We're going to pass through an array to our view file. We're just going to call it to do, and we're going to make it equal to an array, and we're going to learn CodeIgniter. We're going to do the dishes. And we're going to feed the cat. We're going to feed the cat. And it's already being passed through. Now, doing this is going to be a little bit different. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create an ordered list. Like that. Now, inside of this, we're going to do PHP for each. To do as item semicolon instead of a colon. That is key. You have to do semicolon. Or, you have to do colon instead of a semicolon, or else this is not going to work. You'll get errors galore. And we've set up our for each, and now we're going to do an li tag, and we're going to have it display item. Just like that. There we go. Okay, we're getting errors again, so we got to figure out why we're getting errors. We shouldn't be getting any errors whatsoever, but I just look over my code here. Everything seems to be all right there. This is actually a good thing that this happened, because we're going to be looking at something here. It's a PHP syntax checker. Okay. It's version 4. They have 5 too, but it doesn't work. So basically, when you load this and you pick a file that you want it to load for you. So we're going to go back to our sites directory. We're going to go CodeIgniter, application, controllers, and we're going to have it check the controller to make sure that is properly formatted. That one's good. So we're going to choose a different file. We're going to go to CI, application. It's in our view file. It's having the issue. And we're going to check this file. It's saying it's having a problem with our for each. We have to put. I should have seen that, but I didn't. End for each. Now, as you can see, it's displaying our heading here. We can have it do a line break at the end of it, like that. Space them out a little bit if you want. And there's one more last thing that I'm going to show you guys, and that's how to do a constructor. Now, to do a constructor, you want to have it as a public function. And you're going to call it underscore constructor. Constructor. Let's put a lowercase c on that, actually. Yeah, uppercase c. Actually, we're just going to call it construct, not constructor. Now, constructor, this is where you're going to do all your default stuff, like connecting to your database and checking for users if they are logged in and things like that, setting default variables and all that kind of jazz. You're going to do in this file. But to make this an actual constructor, you have to do parent and then go underscore construct. There. Now, this is going to be your parent. This is going to be your constructor, and then you can your constructor code snippets. Or we'll just go code. There. Save that. Since our page still works, that means our constructor is properly done. And that's about it for this video tutorial. I am Chad Gregory on behalf of Papillon Graphics and Design. And that's it for this one. Hey guys, just one quick last note for you. I just started a new Facebook group yesterday. You can go to Facebook and you can visit it. I'm going to post a link right over there. Along with the logo. It's called the Mac Republic. If you own any Apple product, iPod, iPhone, not software, but an actual iPad or an actual Apple product, so iPad, iPod, iPhone, Mac, MacBook Air, iMac, Mac Pro, any of those, join that group for all Mac talk. And it's about